Alright guys, now we will be moving on to learning about PlayFab. Has anybody heard about PlayFab? Press 1 if you've heard of PlayFab. Press 2 if you've learned it and or used it. 3 if you want to be rebellious and have another option. 0 if you don't know how to listen to instructions. Let's open it up. PlayFab. Oh, by the way, this is a Microsoft sponsored segment of the stream. They spoke to me and they're like, hey, what would you like to do on stream? I was like, I don't know which ones would match what you guys are doing. And they're like, well, here's what we're making tutorials on. And one of the things that they suggested was PlayFab. And now that I'm reading about it, I'm like, kind of want to use this in maybe, I don't know. I was going to say Birth to Death. If not, future games for sure. So the biggest one that I want to learn to do is add analytics in the game, which I think you can do with Unity, but I would be curious to see what we could do with PlayFab. Live ops, add-ons, let's see game services. Player auth and linked accounts. This is the biggest one. So I've talked to you guys before about piracy and games. That's the biggest reason why I use Steam as a platform, because it does kind of protect your game a little bit. It's better than just giving the executable file to people when they buy the game, you know what I mean? They can't just, I mean, they can do things, but it's a little bit harder. It's an extra step, right? The ideal thing to do to get away from piracy is to have each player buys an account, which they can then play on. Being able to do that with PlayFab would be pretty cool. Store and manage player data, player segmentation, leaderboards, multiplayer services, in-game characters. I wonder what that one's like. Send push notifications. That would be useful. That'd be cool. I wonder what kind of notifications it can do. Commerce. I don't see myself doing in-game purchases, but we could do that with Birth to Death if it was easy to set up. Like you could buy different packs of items. That'd be kind of fun. Then we could make the game free and you just buy packs of things. Oh, I better use a straw so I don't lose my goth lipstick. Yes, you can do analytics with Unity. That's something it's so funny because I used to do user experience. Everything I did was like, we need to have analytics. It's so important. Feedback from the users, tracking what they're doing and how they're using it so we can make the best experience. And now that I'm doing games, because I'm doing so many different things, something that used to be so important to me is like no longer on the priority list, but in reality, it's super important. It's easy to be like, oh, if you're a big company, that's when you should start doing it. But it's almost more important when you do it when you're small because that kind of information you can't really have access to. Anyways, let's keep going. Let's look through this. Give players multiplayer game. I don't think I'm ready to do multiplayer yet. Maybe. I don't know. Not yet. Maybe one day. Multiple forms of authentication so players can be tracked across multiple devices. Oh, what is a Steam account? Ooh, that would be ideal. As I was saying before with pirating, if they could buy the game on Steam, just log in with their Steam account, that could verify them. Then they can't steal it from you. Problem solved. So in-game characters. Store multiple characters per player. Crazy Rabbit! Do you recognize a character? Push doesn't do that. She's pretty afraid and running a lot in the episode. You don't recognize a character? It's from Love, Death, and Robots. Sci-fi, artsy, TV show. This is the character. Never seen it? Well, now you guys know what's from. I thought it'd be fun because I could just like put on some makeup, put on a little robe, and it's pretty much done. It's like a resourceful costume, which is one of my favorite things to do. We're looking at PlayFab now. So what we're going to do is install it into a Unity project and get set up with it. And then next month, probably like more mid-month. This one's happening end of month. But in a few weeks, I'll probably be doing... I think I'm going to be sticking to PlayFab for the next couple months. And we're going to learn more about it. So today we're going to get set up with it. I already have an account, but when you guys do this, you're going to have to sign up. I think it's just like entering information. So I have test. I was thinking about trying it with Z33, which I might do in the future. It seems like you could do the free one and get quite a good amount of value out of it. And then if you have like a bigger game or you want to do more, there's more services. So player profiles is included. Sorry, this is the free one. This is when you start paying $100 a month, which I think if you have a decent sized game, that would make sense. Let's look at the starting features. Player profiles, content management, in-game commerce, real-time analytics, leaderboards, receipt validation, custom server logic, documentation, forums. Some of these sound useful, like for this type of thing that I would do would be analytics. Leaderboards would be very cool. In-game commerce might be cool. Profiles as well. I'm not sure what content management would look like. Paid features have player segmentation, targeted stores, live events, advanced analytics, A/B testing. A/B testing would be cool. Some of this stuff would be the next level. It would be nice to have. And then you can get real involved. So yeah, free version seems to offer quite a bit. So you will sign up if you don't have an account yet. Then you add your game. You add your studio. I have Lux Studio in here. That looks like, so your name, provider. I'm adding a game, demo game. Oh, sorry, that's not. This is in your studio. You can add a game here somewhere. Studio settings, my games and titles. I don't remember how I added the games. Maybe there was like a thing there. But here's what it looks like. Maybe next month I can set up analytics and actually test it out and put like a simple test game out and track it like this. But what we're gonna do before we get into this is PlayFab SDK. So we're specifically looking at Unity. Obviously, you guys know I work in Unity. There's editor extensions, which you can download. And then there's the SDK. I think you get it from, oh yeah, right here. So we go like this. It installs it for us. WTF, the cost play. Not expecting a costume today, Clem. I was gonna do a costume where I was a face texture, and I started painting the canvas to do that, but the biggest downside of that would be that I had like a gap between my face and the canvas. If I could get some sort of, whatever that stuff, like putty that they use when they're doing like special effects makeup, if I could get that, then I might do that costume too, because it would be pretty funny. So, log in. I'm going to log in off of the screen. Don't look. All right, so then you're logged in here. Install PlayFab SDK. Okay, and then I think you have to reopen it so that it knows it's all installed. Let's open it again. There might be a way to refresh it, but we could just do this. Okay, cool. You have the latest SDK, so we're all logged in. I think there's a thing here, settings. So you pick your studio, Lux Studio, and you pick the game, and we're gonna set up an API call. They have some really good documentation on this, which is cool. Let me find it in here. Tutorials and guides, tournaments, multiplayer, matchmaking, PlayFab multiplayer servers. We want Unity. Tutorials. So they have using title data, using player data, using publisher data. There was one that was setting up your first API call. Let me find it. Here we go, I think. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Getting started and first API call. Yes, please. Okay. We've got Unity. Do we have to click on it? I don't want to get too complicated too quickly. Here we go. Here's all the instructions. If you guys want to, well, there's a link in this here if you guys want to learn stuff. So we have it here. Okay, making your first API call. Now that you've installed the SDK and set your title settings, you are ready to make your first API call with Unity SDK. This part of the guide will provide the minimum steps to make your first API call without any GUI or on-screen feedback. So it'll be in the console. All right, find the project in the panel. We did that here. Create a new script and call it PlayFab login. And we open it up. Fun fact, in 1905, Einstein developed a theory about space. It was about time, too. Why didn't it open? Oh, I think it doesn't like when I'm trying to open it. It's on my other hard drive. So here's our script. It gives us this right here, and then we can walk through what it means. So this is it. We'll go through it in a sec. Let's double check that it works. We need to add it to the scene. Create an empty game object. PlayFab script. And we run it, and success. Congratulations, you made your first successful API call. Now let's look at the code that we put in. So we're using PlayFab, we're using PlayFab client models, and of course Unity Engine. Setting title ID here can be skipped if you have set the value in editor extensions already. So we're setting the title ID. Title ID is 144. Please change this value to your own title ID from PlayFab Game Manager. Where is it? Here it is. I think it set it in the studio area. This must be it. And then log in with... Every PlayFab developer creates a title in Game Manager. When you publish your game, you must code that title ID into your game. This lets the client know how to access the correct data within PlayFab. For more users, just consider a mandatory step that makes PlayFab work. For most users, consider a step that works. Most PlayFab API methods require input parameters, and those input parameters are packed into a request object. Every API method requires a unique request object with a mix of optional and mandatory parameters. For login, most developers will want to use a more appropriate login method. So login with Android, login with iOS, login with email address, login with Facebook. That'd be pretty nice to do. I would like to use email address. Man, logging into a game would be so nice to have. Inside the onLogin success, the result object of many API success callbacks will contain the requested information. Login result contains some basic information about the player, but for most users, login is simply a mandatory step for calling the other APIs. So far, setting it up was not a problem at all. It won't take very long. You do need to make that account, which I had done ahead of the stream. And I know you guys like to try to figure out what my bank card numbers are and what my passwords are, but I thought that I would do that part off stream. So you just set up an account and you install it with that installer, which has the SDK in there. Just press a button, restart Unity, follow that guide there, and you're set basically. So next stream we're going to look at probably the analytics. I'm going to see how difficult it is to do the login part because that would be very cool. And there you have it. Successful API call.